Here's the 0-1. This is going to be a tough play. Bryant, the Cubs lead the World Series. Bryant makes the play. It's over. And the Cubs have finally won it all. 8-7-10.
Welcome to Club 120. The ultimate roundtable for diehard Cubs fans and lovers of all things sports and lifestyle.
Strike three, you're out.
Hosted by Neil and Nate, two former baseball players and coaches turned loudmouths with strong opinions and even stronger banner. Get ready for quick-hitting, time-answer segments packed with wit, laughs, and the occasional heated debate. From analyzing Cubs on-field action to diving into off-field drama, no topic is off limits. So grab your glove, pour a drink, and pull up a seat at Club 120, where the banner's quick, the takes are hot, and the Cubs always come first. Let's get started.
Play ball.
Good afternoon, sports fans. It's 120, and it's baseball season. Spring training has started. Let's get into it. It is Cubs down in Mesa. It is Club 120. I'm Nathan, and that's Neil. We've got a lot of podium time going on in Mesa, and they look good. They look like they've had a really fresh offseason, and there's some guys that are talking a lot about what's coming up. What is going on with Jed and some of his messaging so far, Neil?
Yeah. So, spring training's obviously started, and we are right in the middle of it, man. It is, first day was a couple days ago, and usually with first day, Jed takes the podium, Carter takes the podium, and Coach Craig Counsell also does some podium time. So it was good to kind of hear what they had to say. But they did leave some questions with some of the thoughts and some of the things they said. So I'm going to read through these, and you kind of interpret them for me. So
Okay.
We're going to kind of read Jed's tea leaves here. His first quote was, "We are focusing on the guys that are here in camp. However, we're always looking for opportunities." What's that mean?
Well, we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings right now. We're super excited that everybody's here, but we're not done, and there's still some business that's left to be out there, and we're not going to tell you all about it just yet.
Okay, next quote was, "We are in the entertainment business. There's rumors out there that have no basis in reality. You can read an article that has 1,000 words based on something that has never come up." Again, that's Jed.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it? We're in the entertainment business.
Sure.
And there's rumors out there that have no basis in reality. Obviously, we know what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But what's he mean?
Well, I mean, it's been a long off season, right? I mean, it's been pretty busy, and there's so much out there in this information age that it's just flooding. So maybe he's calling some guys out for throwing some mud or some shade. Maybe he's got an inner circle guy that maybe leaked a few things that were not supposed to be there. I think there's some smoke and fire in everything that we do now, quite honestly, because of how many sources you need to be a credible journalist these days. Zero. You can throw something out there and it happens. So I think he's throwing a little shade to what's going on, and he's trying to keep it in-house, but that's just so hard to do these days.
Yeah, I agree. And some of the stuff that he talked about during his press conference was, the big hot button issue, right? That, and I believe it was Bruce Levine that was really trying to get him to say the words and say the names, but he was pretty steadfast on, "I won't talk about free agency. I won't talk about other players." We know who he's talking about, right? He's talking about Alex Bregman.
Right.
It's funny to me though, when we filmed a day early last week, And I thought this is going to suck because we're going to film this a day early, and this Bregman news is going to break before the show airs. And here we are, a week and a day later, and we're still in the same spot we were with Alex Bregman. And he, Jed, obviously in typical Jed fashion, is not willing to say anything or talk about Alex Bregman when he's got a full team in camp. Well, the full team's not there, but everybody's reporting to camp this week, so. It'll be interesting.
It's a similar thing, right? You keep it in house. We'll talk about the players we're paying. We're not paying Alex, so I don't have an opinion about him. I'd love to have an opinion about him. He just needs to call me back. It's like, right. So I don't mind where they're at. That's that 50-50 is fine. Let's not play into the rumors. Let's just keep it straightforward, which quite honestly, we'd love to have.
Okay. Well, so speaking of that leads us to our next topic. Which I know you are going to love. This topic is appropriately named because of the Alex Bregman saga, is Scott Boras sucks. So I'll let you take it from here.
I'll buckle up, okay? Because it's time. He's sucked for a long time. All right? He's the reason that this is all here from when we were kids, when he's moving Alex around and there's a mystery team. And look, Scott Boras has been trying to break the game for his players. Look, he's good at what he does. He tries to get the best deal possible. It's his job. Okay. But to hold baseball owners hostage, to play games and do these things, like, it's all there. However, when it's done, it's done, and he's never done. And that's the problem, is that he thinks he always has to be in control. The reality is this: he's playing a game of chicken, and I would love for Jed to just be like, hey, Boston, hey, Detroit, let's cook this fool. Like, let's be done with it. Like, tomorrow at 1:00, let's all post our best offers online for Alex Bregman. You know it. I know what you put. You know what I put. But let's just put it out there and let's cook them. And then he has to come to the table, because the reality is this is the second season in a row that we've had to do this. We did it with Belly last year, and these teams are getting tired of it. They want you there. You saw the lead in the lag time for Belly, for Chapman, and the other guys that were slow to get to camp. And they're not willing to do it. They're offering what they're offering. We're not moving. This is what our numbers say. This is what our budget says. Get on board with it. And quite honestly, Scott Boras is living in the old system, and the new system is run by nerds. And it's not run by the old gentleman's club like Tom Hicks, and he can't run 16 whiskeys around and just hopefully he can get enough owners and people to just get enough emotion going. It's not how it works anymore. It's a cold, hard business, and the numbers are the numbers. He has to evolve. And until he evolves, we're all going to sit here as fans and just get frustrated, because we know there's a long-term deal on the table from one team. We know there's creative here in the Cubs. We know the Tigers are kind of somewhere in the middle. It's what it is. Get over it, get on with it, and let's go forward. Alex, here's the deals. Show up somewhere, please. We're all waiting. We just don't care. Honestly, I don't think there's people in Boston or Detroit or Chicago that are like, just show up. We don't care. Play somewhere. Right? Like, let's just get done. I want to move forward. I want to be excited about everybody in camp.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. I think Scott Boras has held enough teams hostage that, it's time to, let's make a decision, and let's either move on or move forward. Like,
absolutely. Hey, I got a question. We got a really, really, really good pitching coach. There's a lot of stuff out there. What is the draw to Tommy Hottovy?
Yeah, man. Gosh, man, wouldn't you love to be Tommy Hottovy this year? First off, there's so much. He's got a lot of brand new toys out there that, this dude is, first off, there's got to be some reason of all the original staff under David Ross that he's the Lone Ranger that's still left, right? It's because he's good at what he does. And I think Tommy Hottovy actually might have been one of the reasons that Craig Counsell thought the Cubs were worth leaving Milwaukee for.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's true. I totally just made that up, but I've kind of heard that Tommy Hottovy is the hot commodity, and man, he they've loaded him up this year. I mean, we're going to talk about that here in a little bit, but I mean, he's got bullpen to play with now. We added starters technically, but also like they might become bullpen guys. I don't know, enough about these guys to know if they're going to be in a starting role or whatever. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on Tommy?
Well, when you think about the situation in baseball, where we stand today with these clubs going heavy statistics, you have to have your management, on-field managers and coaches on board 100% with, we care about these particular statistics and we're going to build a roster around that. And I think what Tommy has done is become the hottest and the best guy at communicating to players, because he's a young guy, and also being able to take those statistical things and those directives from above and get those to the players and say, this is why these are beneficial. We all just want to play baseball as players, but when he can show them how that's helping them and those statistical analysis are getting them to the right place, I think he's just a great job of doing that. And he's probably the best pitching coach under the age of, Mike Maddox, right? Like, a few guys in the business, but this guy is the one that if you were going to trade for a coach, or if you needed to upgrade something and you had a bunch of young guys, this guy has it. And you watch him walking from the pen to the dugout every game. You watch him interacting with these guys in spring training. He's down in the back fields right now working with these dudes. So he's all in, he's hot, and he's all about it. And I think the players dig it. So I'm down with hot Hottovy. Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. So, so the next one is power projections. So let's, I'm going to let you walk me through that.
Absolutely. One of the biggest issues last year we heard, probably coming up as the ballpark stuff kept coming up. It's like, man, our home numbers are odd. We can't, our pop's here, our pop's on the road. Where's our pop? Do we have enough pop in the lineup? Why isn't Belly hitting? So let's go with it. Fangraphs came out with projections. We love projections, right? It's early, so let's do it. They projected the Cubs power numbers, and I'm going to give them to you rapid fire. I'm going to go over under, and you tell me if these guys are going to hit more or less than what Fangraphs projections stay for this year for our projected starting lineup. Here we go. Ian Happ, 20.
He'll hit more than 23 homers.
Okay. Suzuki, 23.
More. Over.
Tucker, 31.
Oh. Under.
Bush, 22.
Under.
Swanson, 21.
Definitely under.
Nico, 8.
Oh, so this is a tough one. I'd say over. I would have no problem going over, but there's a big question mark with Nico, right? Like, is he going to start the season on time? Is he going to be late? So I can't really answer that till after spring training, but I'm going to say right now, definitely over.
Okay. Matt Shaw, 17.
Under.
Amaya, 8.
Over. Amaya is in my dog pound.
Oh, are you
okay? Like from Jump Street, we're gonna get second half Amaya.
Ooh, okay, I love it. Make me not yell at the TV every 3 innings.
Amaya's gonna have 8 dongs by the All-Star break.
Let's go. Why not? I mean, if we're not gonna get Mo Baller up here, right? If we're not going to be excited about a prospect coming up, he's hold him down, right? He's going to hold his job. Let's do it. Be a dog.
He's got to perform. He has to, or Ballesteros is right behind him. Like,
absolutely. All right, the final PCA, 16.
Under.
Will he have 16 triples though?
He might. The dude. Well, if we're counting little league home runs, the dude might have 16. Like, just hit it into a corner and run your face off.
I hope he does. I really do. There's some excitement in this lineup that we understand some of it, right? There's some holdovers here for a good long time, But the reality is we gotta start popping them out of the park in order to get what we want. And let's hope that happens this year. Let's make it happen.
All right. So our last segment before the segment of the week is the fire marshal called. And you know what happens when the fire marshal called? That means it's too crowded. We're having too much fun. So, and what we mean by that, man, is if you look at the 40-man roster, there's a lot of pitchers on that sucker. There's so many guys, and there's going to be big names that have to end up going down to AAA or so. Of all the names, and I'll throw it up there for the guys, for the people watching this, but of all the names on this list, who's going up, who's going down, who are we going to start the season with on the 26-man roster as far as pitching goes? I know we talked about Tommy Hottovy, but he's got a lot of tough decisions to make out there.
Boy, I tell you what, at some point, do you have too many toys, right? I think when it came down to the directive that Jed set out for this offseason, getting competitive bullpen help that has big league experience and success at the big league level was huge. And he went out and did it. He made some trades. He signed some guys. He made some moves. But man, it is now one of those things where do you have too much, right? How much sense can you make? So let's look at it here. The rotation is, I would say, has one spot available. Okay. And we kind of know those guys. So is it going to be Javi? Is it going to be Wicks? Is it Colin Ray? I don't know. I'm going to give that a month to see who's really strong. Heck, Javi's already on the IL. So let's give that a minute. But let's talk about the bullpen, because that was the biggest issue last year, and that's where we need to work back from. So let's start at the 9th inning and work backwards, and maybe we can make some more sense of it, okay? As of right now, 9 is easy, right? That's Presley. You did it. You did the deal. Your backup was Hodge, right? And so you feel strongly about who's going to get your last 3 outs. 8th inning, is it Hodge, or would you rather deploy him as a stopper? I think of him more as a stopper this year, and it's the best way to prepare him for high leverage situations more often, right? There's more high leverage situations in 6, 7, 8 than we think about as fans. But the first sign of an issue, I'd love to see Porter Hodge going to get the job done. I think your long man's going to end up being Colin Ray. Your swing guys are going to be Wicks and Javi Assad. So they're maybe trade off, whatever. We have 2 problems. Okay. Julian Merriweather has no more options, right? And who was the other one? Keegan, right? Keegan's out of options. And so what are you going to do with those guys with big league experience and go from there? That's your issue. There's going to be a straight bullet train from Iowa back here. I think that's what's going to end up happening is guys like Horton and Poteet, Palencia, Neely, they're going to go back and forth faster and then you can happen. They've got a full year of up and downs. Let's use it. Why not? So, when it's all said and done,
I agree. And okay. So the last topic segment of the week is State of the Union.
State of the Union, man.
Let's hear it. Let's hear your State of the Union address.
Okay. Cubs fans, I'm just gonna talk directly to you here. We've had a long off season. The end of last season kind of left us where we're at. We listened to a lot from our fearless leaders. We listened to Jed. We trusted in Jed. We do trust in Jed. It's his last year. We hope he's going to do his job very, very well. So let's take a look at it. My message right now to Cubs Nation is let's play ball. Enough talking, enough statistics, enough analysis. The grand plan has been laid out, and the beauty of this game now is in front of us. We have nothing to worry about once spring training gets rolling. Here's guys coming and going. Once the roster settles and we're going forward with what we've got, we're going to play ball. We don't have to do statistical analysis until the All-Star break. right, until we start going to trade deadline talk. But like, let's go with a few good months here of just let's play ball. Let's grind it out. Let's find out if we're going to win some ball games, and we're going to be winners. If your grand plan, Jed, is what it is, then you should be winning. We shouldn't have to wait till July for the numbers of our players to find their level. Sorry, let's go play ball. I mean, we have to go to Japan in like 4 weeks. We're out. So this is live. This is real. We're going faster than everybody else. Fine. But we had a plan. We love our plan. Now we're going to play ball. So let's go.
Yeah. So my State of the Union is probably a little bit different. If I'm speaking to Cubs fans directly, I'm saying, hey man, this is it. This is the year. This is the what we've got circled on the calendar, right? If it would have happened last year, we would have probably said we were ahead of schedule. But this is right on time. We've got a lot of prospects that are going to see time. I can't remember if it was Craig Counsell during his introductory press conference or if it was Jed Hoyer, but one of them that they said Owen Casey, Matt Shaw, Moises Ballesteros. They said with certainty that they would see their major league debuts this year, and that it would all spend time on the big club. So that time is here, man. These guys are ready. If the guys that are supposed to do the job don't get the job done early, I think we see these guys soon. I think we see the future of the Cubs sooner than later. If these guys on top, like you said, if they don't level off early enough, I don't think we see Craig Counsell wait until June. I think it happens sooner. I think we start bringing some of these young guys up and seeing what they're made of. Also, I would say that if the last thing I will say is, man, we are just over, I think, a week away from spring training games, and man, I am just absolutely pumped. I cannot wait, and football's over. I'm tired of watching basketball. I am ready for some baseball. So let's get going.
Absolutely.
Let's get moving.
Absolutely beautiful last week in Mesa. I was there. Saturday was the day I had to head back here to home, but I did swing by Sloan. I did swing by and see some guys, and it was it was really refreshing. Honestly, was that on the minor league fields in the back four, they weren't hanging out on field one. They were in the back four, and there were more major league guys than minor league guys. And that's huge. And that was Saturday, the day before everybody, quote, pitchers and catchers were supposed to report. But we had tons and tons of guys on the 26th that were out there getting work in and ready to go. And I think we are too.
No, yeah, I can't wait, man. I'm looking forward to it. Hey, guys, thanks for watching. That's our episode for the week. As always, like, follow, subscribe, whatever. We're on all social media platforms at Club120 Show, and you can find us on our website at Club120show.com. Thanks for joining us. See you next week.
This has been Club 120. Neil and Nate have practically spent their entire lives doing something centered around baseball. And with these guys, you're going to get quick-hitting, time-answer segments packed with wit, laughs, and, yes, heated debates. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, you can find us on all social media platforms at Club 120 Show. And, of course, the website at www.club120show.com. Until next time, go Cubs, go!